How's it going, everyone? This is Kevin. Today I want to bring you along with me because I want to tell you why I chose the Sony A7RIII versus the R4. So let's jump right into it. So as you know, the main things that I'm going to cover kind of quickly of why I chose it. So if you're in the fence of deciding if you want the R3 to the R4, hopefully this helps you decide in your future of camera choosing. So I am upgrading from the A7R2 to the R3. The main three things we'll go with that I chose that really sold me to choose this camera was: one, price point, $1,000 difference in the cameras, give or take here and there. Two, the megapixel count didn't really bother me, that one was 61 to the other one 42, so that wasn't really my selling point to go with that. And three, there wasn't that much of a change in the camera for me to really want to change. So let me elaborate a little bit more into those. So for the price point, you're getting in the R4 61 megapixels, a little bit EVF finder, and better body, I guess, the grip they said, and the buttons are a little bit bigger. So touching base on the body, this is like an A7 III, the same style. So why I chose this is because it feels right. I mean, it's my A7 III, it just feels like home. I know I can be efficient with it. So with that said, this camera is faster than my R2, so that's why I wanted to go with this one. And for the price point of $1,000 difference, I did not see a really big difference on why I would go with the R4 for speed versus the R3. With the buffering, maybe a little bit faster with the R4, but for $1,000, So that to me kind of made me start already driving more to the R3. And yes, I was like, well, you know what, the R4 is newer, it could last me longer. But then I started getting into the specs as well, that literally for the frames per second, you weren't really getting much difference in the sense of quality or speed. Like, they both shoot the same frames per second, mechanical or the shutter mode or anything like that. So why am I paying more again? I love Sony, I've been shooting with Sony, but this is this thing that I wish they would have done a little bit better with the upgrade of the R4 to already have incorporated the flip out screen how the A7S III has. So they did great upgrades with that. So that one's a camera that I'm like, wow, you know what? Spending $3,500 would make sense because you're getting 4K 120, 10-bit internal, and yeah, a little bit better for the upgrade. It makes sense. But from the R3 to the R4, I didn't really find the difference in that. So that's why I'm literally choosing to stay with this body with the R3 that I just bought instead of going and get the R4. So we're gonna look into some photo examples because I'm gonna go shoot with my friend Richie today. We're gonna be doing some kind of male model photography downtown and just get to hang out since we haven't gotten to see each other in a while. So I'm going to bring you along with me to test out this camera and maybe help you decide if you want to choose this one or if you want to still go for the R4, because obviously it's a good camera. It's your price point that will sell it to you more than likely. So let's head to Houston and put this baby to the test. I know that guy.
What's up, guy?
I know that guy. I know that guy. So in a second, I'm going to introduce you to Richard Pearson III. Not really, but Richie. He plays drums with me in the Rise of the Broken. Yeah, we play some music. We haven't gotten to play a show because, you know, the Rona has been quite delightful lately, but I'm gonna introduce you to the good old dude. He lent me these awesome sunglasses because I forgot mine, and they're so polarized that if I look at my screen on my camera, I can't see anything unless I do this, which is phenomenal. So it works great. It's the Richie signature sunglasses. You're gonna see why. Ready?
Yo, it's the same person. Just
yeah. Look at the sunnies. The sunnies, like right here. Same sunnies right there. Look at that. Boom. It's like that meme where they take the sunglasses and the sunglasses underneath. Yeah, that's Richie right there.
What's up, vlog?
There you go. Love. So as you know, I told you that I was going to be testing out the Sony A7RIII with my beautiful model of Richard over there.
Beautiful model.
We're going to take some photos just here about in the Houston area. Nobody's here, which is awesome. The only, I guess, positive thing about Corona is not having to deal with people, because I have been enjoying that quite a lot.
We need to go up there. Turn the vlog.
Oh my god. You won't be able to see it because it's such a wide lens, but there's a pool up in that people are actually hanging out in. Decent. So we're gonna be using this wall right here to photograph this beautiful bird. And you have to bring the glasses up still every time because I can't see the screen to make sure that the light, yeah, it does, you get the point. But we're gonna take some photos of this guy. Nice little portraits. I'm gonna be using the 35mm because I don't feel like getting the 85 out right now, but start with that. That's how we do it with Richie. The good personality is always great to have a model that just brings out that personality to make key shots with that, because it makes it fun, freaking professional at the same time, because the shots are crisp. You're the audience. Leave a comment down below. Thumbs up for Richie, right? Yeah. Alright, so we're going to use this wooden wall thing just to kind of do a side kind of angle like that, like how he's standing. So I'm going to test out this bad boy. I'm going to do an upward angle. So one thing that I've noticed that I like about this Sony A7RIII is just how quick it is with the frames per second that it can take in the photo burst, because then you don't kind of mess around with if he's moving a little bit. I get that just shot a lot easier, so that's one thing that I like about it. Like I said, the Sony A7RIII to the R4, they shoot the same frames per second, so I haven't seen that it's a slow thing or anything like that. Like my R2 was a lot slower. So for me personally, this has already been a huge win and upgrade. So like I said, for $1,000 difference from the R3 to the R4, I'm very happy with going with the R3 so far. So we're gonna do a couple more photo scenarios, and yeah, keep kind of giving you some thoughts about what I think about it and see if this is the camera for you. So we're gonna be doing the eye autofocus test on this camera to see how good it is, because Richie's going to be wearing sunglasses like this, and we're going to see how well it can pick it up, and I'm going to show you on screen while I'm taking the photos. I'm going to use my iPhone to show you how close it can get, because it just makes it a lot easier. So here you go. Bam. Well, I'm going to have to move this up just a wee bit. There we go. There we go. Boom. So another big thing that I like about this camera is just the little joystick that I was talking about. Basically, I know that the R4 has it and it's a little bit like bigger and whatnot, but the buttons for me just feel like the A7 III, like I said before. And I think with that, it's just like it feels so simple to me to just get the focus on point with it, and also with a touch focus that you can do on the screen, because it's very helpful that if you're like kind of like taking a photo and you need to, I have my thumb that I can take a photo and focus it on wherever I need to. So that's one of the big things that I liked about the R3. I know the R4 has it, but to me the main thing that I think you guys are going to take away from this, that you're going to hear me repeat this nonstop, is that the price point for $1,000 extra for the R3 to the R4, I don't think myself it's worth it. That's why I went with this. Just kind of take that into consideration, because you're only getting a little bit better built, if you will, with the quality of the grip. The EBF, it has like, it's like 5 million or something like that. This one's like 3.9 million, so yeah, it's nothing too crazy, but I think it's still, for the price point, for $1,000 difference, this is the camera for me, because everything's fast as well with the updates and everything like that too. I'm gonna do a couple more photos of Richie, and then I'll give you my final thoughts about what I think you should take away from this video mainly. I'm gonna show you guys the little burst mode. I'm just gonna like literally have Richie turn. I'm gonna make it into a kind of like boomerang style, so you can see how well it bursts really fast and everything. So that was basically the kind of like burst mode. It's really cool how fast it is, because with my R2 it was very choppy, if that makes sense. It wasn't as consistently like burst, like high mode. I know with my A7 III I can do the same thing, so now it's kind of nice to have this with the A7R III with having more megapixels, because if I need to kind of like do the warp stabilizer and everything like that with like the burst mode to do like a boomerang or anything like that, it's actually really nice. And also, I mean, if I need to crop in because I didn't have the right lens set, it works with that too. So yeah, my final 3 thoughts that I want you to take away from this, obviously from the price point, I think the R3 is a better bang for your buck with that said, because it's $1,000 difference, give or take, for pretty much almost the same specs. The only thing that you have difference is you get more megapixels, and if that's what you really need, by all means, then the R4 is for you. But other than that, if you don't really care about it, the frames per second is the same thing. The EBF finder, yeah, it has a little bit more, but how often do you use it all the time? I mean, I use it fairly often and it's pretty great already, so that's fine with me. And then the third thing is, don't get caught up in the hype that is because it's newer, it's just going to be so much better. If it works for your like list and checks it off, get the R4. But for me, the R3 made more sense, saved me $1,000, so now I can invest in more lenses and I'm able to take really great photos with it. So, but with all that said and done, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Like this video if that's what you're into, you know, share it. Thank Richie, which he's back there taking some gnarly photos. Thank him, you know, for joining me. Leave him some love down below.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah.
It was fun.
I haven't seen him forever. We were talking about that. Like, we haven't played a show in forever, so that's kind of sad. But soon enough, we'll get to play some more stuff and hang out and do whatever more. So as things get relatively better here. But don't forget to subscribe and share this video with a friend.
Like and
See ya.
subscribe. Like and subscribe.
Do it.